Good morning, Moscow. I'm Eli Zabella with the Morning News. In recent news, the Russian national hockey team won their first game of the European Cup, but now to weather.
I'm Hannah Norris with the weather. For this cold December day, the weather is looking pretty consistent with a high of -3 degrees Celsius and a low of -6 degrees Celsius. It will remain partly cloudy until Tuesday, when we will see some sunshine.
Recently, our top weather anchor, Hannah Norris, went into the community to teach kids about how we can predict the weather using math.
Here we have Sophie to talk about weather. Sophie, what do you think about weather?
Well, I know that it gets hot and it gets cold and that sometimes it rains.
Did you know you can use trigonometry to predict weather? Do you know what a sine graph is?
No idea.
Well, this is what it looks like. Sophie, did you notice how it created a pattern?
Yeah, that was really cool.
Each repetition is called a period. And notice how it didn't go above or below a certain point?
Yeah.
Well, those are the maximum and the minimum. And the distance from the middle of the graph to either one is called the amplitude.
No way. I never knew that.
Well, you learn something new every day.
With New Year's approaching, let's look towards next year. Let's ask some civilians what they are expecting for the coming year in terms of weather. With us, we have Sophie, who has lived in Russia her entire life. Sophie, what do you think the weather will be like next year?
Well, this year has been relatively warm compared to past years, but I believe the temperature will be the same for next year. It tends to be quite chilly in October to April, but warmer from May to September.
Thank you, Sophie. Well, if we look back at temperatures this past year, we can predict next year's temperatures. Starting from January, the average monthly temperature was -8 degrees Celsius. As the year proceeded, the temperature rose until August, when the temperature started dropping. If this trend continues, we can predict weather for years to come, as represented by a trigonometric function.
Thank you, Hannah, and remember to bundle up. It's going to be a chilly one. All right, now back to breaking news.
I believe the temperature for the next year.
Well, all the repetition.
Thank you, Hannah, and remember, it's going to be a chilly one. Now back to other news.